evening, one and all. Welcome back to the Geek Grand Championship. We've got a fantastic match here for you tonight. Unfortunately, it's only myself hosting, so you're going to have to make do with some pretty weird one-person banter going on between questions. But it is what it is. We have Chris Diaz versus Javi Madan. Chris Diaz, who has only played one match here, but he is 1-0. So looking forward to seeing if he can get himself to 2-0, or maybe Javi Madan, who is his opponent, can finally get himself into a positive rankings because he's currently 1-1. Looking forward to seeing what happens. I've got no one to talk to about how much excited they are. Anyone? No one else is excited. Just me. David's in the back somewhere. He's probably excited. Let's see what they had to say in the promos.
Hello, everyone. I'm back at the triple threat match last year where I did pretty well against Apple and Steven Shepard. And the play Javi, who an opponent I've been looking forward to. Very impressed by what I've seen of him so far. I'm here to have fun, win or lose. I don't want to show that I know myself, I know my trivia. And all in the end, it's about having fun. Otherwise, what's the point? So let's have fun. Good luck, Javi.
Yeah, I've had a rough 2 or 3 weeks, so I haven't had a whole lot of time to prep. But I'm excited. I like playing the game. Good luck to Chris. Yeah, let's do this.
Short and sweet there with the promos. I think both players just pretty much shown that they're both raring to go and looking to get another win under their belts. So I think we just bring them in. So introducing first with a record of 1-1, we have Javi Madan. How you doing, Javi?
I'm doing all right.
Good. It's good to see you. It's finally we've finally got 2 people on stream at the same time. It's fantastic. And his opponent, with a record of 1-0, we have Chris Diaz. I'm going to put myself down here. And everyone can look at your faces. How you doing, Chris?
Doing good. Happy to have a better audio for this than I did last time I played.
You're both sounding great, looking great. Let's see if we can play great as well. We're going to start off with round number 1. Both of you should know how round 1 works by now. It is the whiteboard round. You're going to get 10 questions in the 10 categories that we have here at Onsel have deemed to be geek. About 15 seconds or so to write your answer. Write them down. When I call upon you, show them and vocalize them at the same time. You gain a point if you get it right. Nothing happens if you get it wrong. If you get all 10 questions correct, you will get a bonus question. And somewhere, somehow, Alex will do a dab. Gentlemen, are you both ready for your first round, I suppose? All right. And you also have 3 repeats in the challenge. Your first question is going to come in the category of Middle Earth. In The Hobbit, An Unexpected Journey, Durin's Day is said to mark the beginning of which season? I've just been doing a lovely rewatch of The Hobbits. Say I can probably do Lord of the Rings questions in my sleep. Hobbit needed a bit of work, so nice little rewatch. Well, you're probably going to find more questions on The Hobbit entering this division very soon. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. 1 in 4 shot. Let's go to Chris first.
Spring.
And Javi.
It's a fall.
Both incorrect. It marks the beginning of winter, the end of fall or autumn.
End of fall.
I would between spring, fall, and winter in my head.
But we're going to move on. There'll be no perfect rounds today, no dabs going on, and we are going to get into your next question, which is going to come in the category of DC. In Constantine, what is the name of Lucifer's son who is trying to possess Angela?
What is his name?
We getting a sequel to this? I don't know. And no one knows. We're getting an idea of what's happening in the DC universe now. And if the Flash is said to be this hard reset for the DCEU, does that mean the James Gunn universe fits into our DCEU category here in trivia? Or we're going to have 3 DC categories in trivia. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. Let's go to Javi.
I don't know. I think he's played by Gavin Rossdale, Beelzebub.
And Chris.
Yes, that's even.
Both incorrect. We're looking for Mammon.
I would try to pull my Lucifer craft for the TV show, but not a character show.
And we're going to move on now to your third question. It's going to come in one of the greatest categories of all time. It's Star Wars.
Mm-hmm.
On what planet do Anakin and Obi-Wan fight each other in Revenge of the Sith? No. I think we can both admit that maybe those first two questions weren't the easiest of questions. Star Wars, I think most people know Star Wars quite well. So name a planet, or if David's here, who ignited a lightsaber first? 8, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. We're going to go back to Chris.
Mustafar.
And Javi.
Yeah, I think he took it much too far. Mustafar.
Mustafar is correct. So both our players are getting on the board 1-1 after 3 questions. We're going to move on to mixed bag.
Yes.
Who directed Edge of Tomorrow? This is another time for us to announce to all players out there, please, before you come into a match here, please look at our mixed bag list. It has changed since last season, so please make sure you're at least aware of the currently 18 eligible movies we have. It will be 20 by the end of the year at least.
This
5,
is the movie I want to sequel to.
3, 2, 1. Pens down. Javi.
The movie slaps. Doug Liman.
And Chris.
I need a sequel so badly, Doug Liman.
Doug Liman is correct. So now we're cooking on diesel in this match as we move on to your next question, which is going to come in the category of Marvel. In which Marvel movie do the main heroes battle against the main villain and a future version of the main villain at a space launch? It was a wordy one, wasn't it? The mixed bag list, and I think it's different. We've got lots of different leagues have had their mixed bag lists before, and I think this one stands apart. They've been, the Hellboys have always been there, the Turtles have always been there.
Repeat.
5.
Repeat.
That will be Chris's first repeat. The question once again in Marvel: in which Marvel movie do the main heroes battle against the main villain and a future version of the main villain at a space launch? A lot of these mixed bag movies I had the unfortunate issue of having to rewatch Dungeons and Dragons again. I think that came out a year before Lord of the Rings. Is horrendous. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. We go to Chris.
I don't think I have Venom.
And Javi.
Men in Black 3.
Men in Black 3 is
one.
correct, with a very quick cameo there from an invisible David. But Javi will now take the lead 3-2 as we move on to your...
My dog had the only one in the house right now.
David showed up, the dog showed up. It's chaos. This is what happens when I get to solo a match. Your next question is going to come in the category of sci-fi killers. In Predators, which human character has prior knowledge of the predators and their activities on Earth? And the amount of times I've had to deep cut this movie is fastly becoming one of the ones in this category that I've seen the most. Alien still tops that list, and the Alien still slaps. But Predators is good. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down, and we go to Javi.
I really hope it's not Royce. I said Isabel.
And Chris.
No.
Isabel is correct. Now Javi taking the 4-2 lead now. And as we move into your next question, it's in the category of the DCEU. How does Zod die in Man of Steel? Apparently there's some Terminators coming to Chris's house. That could be a future question, so pay attention. Not in this.
I do apologize. The only one in the house right now, and this is no.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. We go to Javi.
Superman snaps his neck.
And Chris.
Head Superman snapping there.
Superman snaps his neck. More specific than we needed, we only needed the neck snap. If it was Lois Lane, you'd have lost the point, but it wasn't. So we're going to move on to your next question, which is going to come in the category of the Wizarding World. What is the final fate of the Elder Wand in Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 2? For any new players, future players hoping to sign up, watching that last question had us off. Word specifically wasn't in there. The next snap is all we need. Players show off sometimes and add Superman in there. If they got the character wrong, wouldn't have accepted it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. We're going to go to Chris.
Harry snap it in half and throw it off the Harvard Bridge.
And Javi.
I almost said Harry destroys it, but I said Harry has it at the end.
We needed the destruction.
Yeah.
We needed that it was snapped in half. Thrown off the bridge was a little added bonus, but yes, snapped in half was what we needed. So Chris cutting into Javi's lead there, 5-4, as we get into your penultimate question of the round, which is in another one of my favorite categories, Star Trek. Name 2 of the 3 characters who activate the self-destruct aboard the Enterprise in Star Trek First Contact. I struggle with the word Enterprise, but we carry it. This movie slaps. Maybe this my second favorite in the franchise.
You said 3 or 2?
You'll need a repeat.
Um,
Unfortunately, that's a key part of the question. Then we have to get a repeat in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. Let's go to Javi.
I feel like I've been asked this and I can't still remember. I said Picard and Worf.
And Chris.
said Riker Picard, and I thought you said 3, so I said Data.
Javi is correct. The correct answer were Picard, Worf, and Beverly Crusher.
Ah,
As we move on to your final question of the round, which is going to come in the category of the MCU. In which MCU movie does a character frequently refer to the main villain as the Fishman? This is probably the last time I get to sort of do the jokey banter between questions, because round 2 is serious, and round 3 is serious. Right. Remain silent. So anyone who's not enjoying this and having mute between questions can turn it off. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. We'll start with Chris.
Spider-Man Far From Home.
And Javi.
Oh, I said Black Panther, Wakanda Forever.
Wakanda Forever
Aye.
is correct. So at the end of round number 1, I have a score of Chris with 4 and Javi with 7. So that will move us nice and neatly into round number 2. Chris has also used 1 repeat so far. Round number 2, for those new here, works like this. For the match, each of our competitors submitted a category they wanted removing from our randomizer. We hit that randomizer. It gave us 3 categories. These 3 categories will be available in this section of the match. It's 5 questions in the chosen category, each worth 2 points, unless our players opt for multiple choice, then it'll only be worth 1 point. And watch out, because stealing is available in this round. So if you get your answer wrong, your opponent can steal. The categories chosen by our randomizer this evening are Star Wars, DC, and Star Trek. Each player will choose a category. Whichever category is not chosen will be our subject category for round number 3. Javi, as you currently have the lead, would you like to choose first, and would you like to go first?
I'll choose first and I'll go second, please.
Choose first. What category are you choosing, please, Javi?
I'll choose Star Wars, please.
Star Wars it is. So Star Wars is off the board. Chris, DC or Star Trek?
DC.
DC it is. You will be going first, and you have no choice in who asks you your questions, because I am the only one here. So Chris, you have 2 repeats and your challenge still remaining. Your questions in DC if you are ready.
I'm ready.
Your first question. In which DC movie will you find characters being smuggled into the USA hidden in coffins?
Multiple choice.
Your multiple choice options are: is it A, Red 2, B, The Losers, C, Constantine, or D, The Kitchen?
Delusion.
That is correct for 1 point. Your second question. What is the name of the director of Batman Again in Teen Titans Go to the Movies?
Multiple choice.
Your multiple choice options again are: is it A, Victoria Freeze, B, Edwina Nigma, C, Haley Dent, or D, Jade Wilson?
Jade Wilson.
Correct for another point. Your third question. In DC's League of Super Pets, what does Lex Luthor want to use the orange kryptonite to do?
Multiple choice.
Multiple choice once again are: is it A, give himself powers, B, take away Superman's powers, C, grow a new planet, or D, destroy the Hall of Justice?
A. Give himself power.
That is correct for 1 more point.
I'm about to say whether you want to be specific or not. That way it ran in my head.
Specifics in the question? Give me specifics.
Yeah.
Your fourth question. In Superman 4, The Quest for Peace, what landmark does Nuclear Man pick up and drop on a city before Superman catches it?
Multiple choice.
Multiple choice options are: is it A, the Eiffel Tower, B, the Leaning Tower of Pisa, C, the Statue of Liberty, or D, Christ the Redeemer?
B. Leaning Tower of Pisa.
Javi, for a chance for a 1 point steal, your options once again are A, the Eiffel Tower, B, the Leaning Tower of Pisa, C, the Statue of Liberty, or D, Christ the Redeemer?
Statue of Liberty.
That is correct for the 1 point steal. Back to Chris now for your final question. In Watchmen, the comedian shoots a woman who assaults him in a bar in Vietnam, who wanted to talk to him about what?
That she is pregnant with his child.
That is correct for 2 points there. So a good round from Chris there. Carefully multiple choicing his way, only giving away a 1 point steal. Not bad at all. As we move over to Javi's questions in Star Wars. Javi, you still have 3 repeats and your challenge remaining. Are you ready for your questions in Star Wars?
Yep.
Your
By
first
the way, what's the score right now?
we currently have a score of Chris with 9, Javi with 8. So Chris currently in the lead there and avoiding any semblance of a knockout. So, Javi, you ready for your first question, Star Wars?
Sure.
Which Star Wars movie features a character being knocked to the ground and being accused of stealing an article of clothing?
I'll go multiple choice, please.
Your multiple choice options are: is it A, Solo, B, The Empire Strikes Back, C, The Clone Wars, or D, The Force Awakens?
Oh, Force Awakens.
That's correct for 1 point.
Pose jacket.
Your second question. Catherine Tabor provides the voice of which character in Star Wars The Clone Wars?
Padme.
That is correct for 2 points.
1 of 2.
Your third question. In The Phantom Menace, while Qui-Gon is telling a battle droid that he intends to take the Queen to Coruscant, Obi-Wan goes to do what specifically?
Multiple choice, please.
Your multiple choice options are: is it A, free a group of pilots, B, prepare the ship for takeoff, C, open the hangar doors, or D, deactivate a force field?
I'll go B.
That is incorrect. Javi, chance for a 1 point steal. Your options once again are A, free a group of pilots, B, prepare the ship for takeoff, C, open the hangar doors, or D, deactivate a force field. Five. 4,
A.
3. That is correct for the 1 point.
I had it to think of the scene in particular from the beginning and end.
So Chris stealing his point back there, but we're going to move on to your penultimate question, Harvey, in Star Wars. In Star Wars, The Rise of Skywalker, on what planet is Rey when she first connects with Kylo Ren through the Force, causing her surroundings to change?
I'll go multiple again.
Your multiple choice options are: is it A, Octo, B, Pisana, C, Kijimi, or D, Agent Kloss?
Kijimi.
That's incorrect. Chris, chance again for a 1 point steal. Your options again are A, Octo, B, Pisana, C, Kijimi, or D, Agent Kloss.
Persona.
Pisana is correct for a 1 point steal and a tie game as we move into Javi's final question in Star Wars, which is: in A New Hope, how many shots from the training droid does Luke successfully block with his lightsaber aboard the Millennium Falcon?
Jeez. Yeah, I'll go multiple choice again.
Multiple choice options are: is it A1, B2, C3, or D4?
When in doubt, always go 3, but I'm going to go 2.
It's incorrect. Harvey, chance for a 1 point steal. Is it A1, B2, C3, or D4?
3.
3 is correct for
Gosh,
1
darn it,
point
every time.
steal. So at the end of round number 2, we have a score of Chris with 12, Harvey with 11. Anything can happen. Open game, close game. And it's always fun in Star Wars to say C3 because you want to try and avoid still saying PO, but you can't. So we're going to move on to your final category in round 3, which is Star Trek. Chris, as you are in the lead, would you like set 1 or set 2?
Set 2.
Set 2. Okay, so Harvey, you will get set 1. Works like this. This round contains a 2-pointer, a 3-pointer, and a 5-point question in 2 different sets. We will keep playing until a player is mathematically eliminated. Simple as that. So, Harvey, you still have 3 repeats remaining. Chris, you have 2 repeats remaining, and your both have challenges still intact. Harvey, you ready for your 2-pointer in Star Trek?
Sure.
Your 2-pointer. What was the first Star Trek movie to feature the USS Enterprise NCC 1701A?
The motion picture.
That is incorrect. We were looking for Star Trek 4, The Voyage Home. Voyage Home.
Okay. Not even close.
So we'll stay with Harvey for his 3-point question. In Star Trek Into Darkness, who accompanies Carol Marcus to the surface of a planet to examine the new torpedo?
Bones.
That is correct for 3 points and the 2-point lead. So, Chris, in order to tie the game, you need to hit your 2-point question in step number 2.
Mm-hmm.
The question is: what was the first Star Trek movie to feature the USS Enterprise NCC 1701E? Five, 4, 3, 2.
Star Trek Insurrection.
That is incorrect. We were looking for Star Trek First Contact. Star Trek First
All right. I thought they did get Neil Shepard to the next movie. That why.
So your 3-point question in order to take the lead. In Star Trek Nemesis, which member of the Enterprise crew has their leg grabbed by one of B4's arms when they first discover him on Colaris 3?
Repeat.
That is going to be Chris's second repeat. Your question again. In Star Trek Nemesis, who has their leg grabbed by one of B4's arms when they discover him on Colaris 3? Which member of the Enterprise crew has their leg grabbed, I should say? That was what.
Between two in my head. Picard?
So again, is that final answer?
Yeah.
Just repeat it again. It was a bit.
Picard.
That is incorrect, I'm afraid. We were looking for Worf. So, Chris, you need to answer your 5-point question in order to send it back over to Javi to answer his 5-pointer. You have one repeat remaining. And your question is, in Star Trek 3, The Search for Spock, the USS Excelsior is said to be the first ship to be fitted with what specific type of engine?
Repeat.
Okay, it's going to be your final repeat. In Star Trek 3, The Search for Spock, the USS Excelsior is said to be the first ship to be fitted with what specific type of engine?
Do I have one more repeat? Is that my last one?
It's your last one. 5,
Warp engine.
3, and your winner, Javi Madan. We were looking for the trans warp drive.
Yeah.
Drive. So final score there I have of 14-12. A close match in the end, just coming down to those 5 pointers. We're going to remove Javi and talk to today's second place finisher, Chris. Chris, how are you feeling about today?
Yeah, I knew it was something warp that way I was trying to figure out. Like, I know like the I should have gone with that. Yeah, I feel good. I 1-1. Like that. Like I did really well today. I don't feel bad about myself. It was like Star Trek is something I'm getting better at. I finally seen all of the Star Trek movies. Like that's as it's yesterday. And it's just like it. A lot of it wasn't 50 shot. Like I remember Nemesis, but I like it warped data a Picard. I would try to go in my head. Like
yeah, no, you played a good match. You had, your round. You multiple choice your way through round number 2 with DC questions. A lot of players don't do that. They don't rely on the multiple choice enough. It got you there. You did lose the 1 point still, but then when it came to his round, you stole 2 points back. So you got to feel good at least about that.
Yeah, I figured Star Wars definitely one of my strengths. I do know my Star Wars stuff pretty well. And DC I'm getting a lot better at. Like I should have gone with my guts on Superman 4. I had Statue of Liberty in my head, but I thought of another thing for another
Superman 3. Yeah, it was
yeah.
Superman 3. No.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
But I just happy. I had a good debut and I had a pretty good thing here. I just happy to continue this league, but it's single team. So here to have fun.
Yeah, I think you played a good match. Is there anyone you're looking to play next to try and get your record back into a positive spin?
I kind of, you know what? I need to settle a score with somebody who had trash mouthed me before in the past. The one that Javi beaten, Brian Nathan. I think I need to settle a score. Like he already have an issue with me.
All right. Well, we'll see if we can make it happen. Thank you very much for being here, Chris. We're going to take you out and we're going to speak to today's winner, Javi Madan. 14-12 in the end. Not the highest scoring match we've had here, but you get the win. Again, like Chris, sort of multiple choice and occasionally your way through round 2 there. But in the end, good performance.
Yeah. I feel okay. I think I took Star Wars not because I'm particularly great at it, but more because I know he's better at it than I am, and I didn't want him to have it for round 2 or for him to just beat me in round 3. In hindsight, I probably should have gone with DC because, with the exception of the Watchmen question, which I probably would have gotten on multiple choice, but I wouldn't have trusted myself enough. I probably would have gotten 9 out of 10 total. So yeah, maybe I should have gone with DC, but yeah.
Maybe that's the sign of a hungry player right there. Wins the match and is still talking about hindsight, things that they should have done that they didn't necessarily do. Javi, you're taking yourself now to a positive record of 2-1. Two good performances and one maybe just not hitting the mark in that earlier performance. But is there anyone that you want to take on now to get your maybe record to 3-1? Maybe start getting yourself towards that top tier rank of players of 3-1.
Yeah, I mean, I'll play genuinely whoever. I'm genuinely just happy to play. I think I'm at a time in my life where I'm just extremely busy, so I'm not really doing a whole lot of prep in terms of rewatching movies over and over. I probably in a couple months I'll be able to do that again. But yeah, just whoever gets to the level that I am. So yeah.
All right. Well, thank you very much for being here, Javi, and congratulations once again on your win. Well, we did it. Well, I did it. They did it. I think it went pretty well. I think it definitely went well for Javi. And I think it went well for Chris, even if he just couldn't quite hit it on that 5-pointer. But that's going to be it from everyone here at the Geek Grand Championship. Check out our teams division. We had the Jedi Masters Cup, our Star Wars division. Like, subscribe, hit the bell, comment, do all the stuff that other people say that I never seem to get right. And as always, stay classy, Movie Trivia League.